everybody, HectiX here, and welcome back to Kaido Racer 2. Now, in the last episode, we took care of two special events, gaining ourselves a new medal as well as a upgraded ROM. We also accepted the challenge for the Usui Pass, so we now have that finally. So we'll be taking care of a little bit of that in this episode. However, before we get into that, we have to accept this challenge on screen. So we now have more than 6 prizes, so we have access to the Mount Miyogi Pass. We just have to beat this particular team during nighttime in the Akagi PA. So we'll accept that. There we go. Now, as you can see by the money up at the top right, I did do a little bit of shopping. I've swapped out of the station wagon. I now have this Celica GT4. The reason I ended up buying this, and I really wanted to switch cars, when I realized that this was actually available, I had to buy it. It's smaller than the wagon, so more nimble. A little bit lighter, so that's also really good. I am a little bit down on power and torque, so comparatively it is a bit slower, but the weight gain and just being more nimble should actually be better than the wagon, even though I'm obviously less power and torque. So cross my fingers this actually works. So yeah, we're going to be using this for a little while now until we get maybe something else. I do not know. However, before we move on to Usui and then eventually nighttime, I completely forgot about the tie-up sponsors. So I am going to be doing a few of them here. We have Athlete to do, Frame Master, and OMR. I am skipping GT Youth, just because those that know how much of a pain this event is, as well as CAT battles are not required for the max amount of money you get from stickers. So to save myself the grief, I'm not going to waste my time with this one. The ones that are given to me just by clearing stages, those ones I'll do. But these ones that I just randomly happen to find, I am going to be skipping them. Unless it's not a CAT battle, then maybe I'll do it. I do not know. But yeah, I'm going to be skipping GT Youth. First things first, I am going to do Athlete. So we have a time attack with a Honda NSX. So this should be doable. Now, I have tried to do this episode numerous times, but I wasn't exactly, happy with the end result. I had one episode actually go to 30 minutes and then completely scrapped it just because I didn't sound very enthusiastic. Not that I typically do that much, but I just didn't sound like I was really into the game, as well as wasn't really saying much to begin with. It just wasn't good content in my honest opinion compared to other videos I've done. Not to say my videos are excellent content quality-wise, but comparatively it just didn't seem right. So I wasn't exactly happy with the product I was putting out there, so as I mess up. So yeah, I am redoing this for the upteenth time. Now, Frame Master is going to be an interesting one to do, because that is a stage clear sponsor, and it's a CAT battle on Shiga again with a Toyota Supra that doesn't like to drift. So yeah, that one, it's not exactly a fun one to do, and boy is it gonna take me a good while to finish that one. So I'm expecting to sit there and struggle with that one for up to 30 minutes to an hour, more than likely. Oop, as this thing understeers massively into a wall. I forgot the handbrake on this NSX is terrible. As I bump into the wall again. But yeah, that Supra just does not like to get sideways. It's a weird one. It takes a bit to actually, step out and get sideways, but once it does, it doesn't want to recover. It doesn't want to re-grip when I'm exiting a corner, so it is a weird one. So by the time you get it to step out and finally kick, the back end is too close to the wall and you end up just hitting it because there's not enough grip and traction to pull yourself away from hitting the wall. So yeah, that one's not exactly a good event. However, they tuned that particular car. They didn't do a good job of it, at least to my driving style. Not to say that I'm very good at driving this game, but yeah, the setup on that is just not very good. And my driving today is also particularly not very good either. Judging with that run right there, I hit a lot of the walls. So I will be doing Frame Master last. I am going to do OMR first, which is a TAC, yes, TAC battle, in a Mitsubishi Eclipse on Nico. Yep, forgot, it says it right there. I was trying to remember without reading. So yeah, this one, it's going to come very close to the goal. So it is a 59-second clear time, which isn't so bad when you end up finishing it, at least I do, with 2 to 3 seconds to spare. It is very, very like down to the wire. So this one's, yeah, this is going to be fun. It is doable, but barely. Now, if anybody remembers, the time attack and drift attack challenge I had up on the channel a long ass time ago. You'll remember the HK11 March hill climb that I ended up doing for I think the first and only time attack. Actually, originally it was going to be this Eclipse. However, as you can see, this Eclipse has a lot of understeer. It is not the best cornering, so personally I didn't quite like it. I tried to mitigate that understeer, but it just wasn't having any of it. So yeah, I switched to the HK11 March instead, which actually ended up being a lot better. And comparatively, I do believe the HK11 would have had a better time compared to the Eclipse. At least I would think so. I don't know. I'm not quite certain. But now we have Frame Master to do. Boy, this is going to be a good 30 minutes to an hour to get this one done, but let's get it done. So, CAT battle on Shiga. Let's go. Okay, here we go again. I've had one good run where I made it halfway, so hopefully we can replicate that. Thing I am starting to slightly realize with this car is after it gets sideways, do not touch the brake. Because if you try to touch the brake to, you know, try and get it off the wall, it isn't going to have any of it. It's just going to lock everything up and smack you into the wall. So I'm going to try to avoid tapping the brake to try and, you know, bring the car forward more to the inside of the track instead of the outside, which is what it's currently doing. And as much as I'm forcing myself to not tap the brake, it is hard because that is just something I normally do. So trying to get used to not doing that is a little bit difficult, as you can see. Okay, there we go. Good through here, take it nice and easy. One more corner. I am not gunning it into this one. I'd be a fool if I did so. Oh, there we go. Do not have to do that anymore, thank God. I am not a fan of that event in the slightest. So, there we go. That is all of the type sponsors done, outside of, obviously, GT Youth. I will be skipping over that. I am not going to waste my time. So, now we can move on to some actual racing. So, let's take care of Usui. I am going to also quickly check to see if we have anybody in Hakone Nanamagari this time. do we or do we not have anybody here? We do not. Okay, I still haven't checked the rival menu to see if we have anyone left, but I think for the most part we're done. So let's move on to Usui. I am not a big fan of the track. The reason I also want an all-wheel drive car is also for this track. The way the road undulates is, yeah, for rear-wheel drive cars, it just wants to step you out if you go anywhere near the inside line. So, yeah, it's not fun driving a rear-wheel drive car around here in the slightest. So, hopefully with all-wheel drive on my side, I'll have a little bit of an advantage, but I can keep control of the car through these sudden undulations and dips in the corner. So, whoop, I say as I get a little bit squirrely there. Now, it has been a good while since I've actually recorded the game, so I do need to get readjusted to the physics a little bit. Also doesn't help that the last few days I've been playing TXR2, because I did get a comment at one point by somebody asking if I would actually do a Let's Play on TXR2, and well, I'm thinking about it. It does have a few quirks compared to 0 and 3, obviously, so it'll definitely be a more heavily edited LP, but should still be doable. I am considering it. Amongst other things I do want to finish as well. But next up we have a time attack against another Celica GT4 for level 3 racing tires. However, I do believe we actually have better tires already. I could be wrong. I think I might be wrong. So we have to beat a 49.75. Okay, that's completely doable, provided I can properly drive around the track and not mess up like a complete and utter fool. There we go. Definitely a lot smoother that time around. Tap on the brakes. Oop. Didn't need to hit the wall there. Should still be a-okay though, provided I don't royally mess up this tight corner. There we go. Ooh. Kick of oversteer. All of a sudden torque. There we go. Still feels a lot more nimble compared to the wagon, because taking the wagon through here, because I did try it once. Oh good God, was that a handful. Yeah, it didn't like any of the corners. It would slide a bit too much, and then for the tighter corners it just wouldn't turn. It's just too big. So yeah, that's a little bit of a shame. So yeah, that's daytime done. We don't have anything else to do. So let's move on to nighttime. So we have Akagi to deal with, mainly, specifically for obviously the Mount Miyogi Pass. But I will obviously go through each of the tracks just to see if anybody happens to show up. I should eventually at one point change the doll, so it's not always clear weather. Because, yeah, having just clear weather is definitely more than likely limiting me to certain upgrades, or limiting me not to getting certain upgrades, because certain rivals for, you know, tricksters and whatnot come out during rain. So if I were to take that doll off, yeah, I could probably get a couple more upgrades, but yeah, I don't really want to drive in the wet just yet, if I can, you know, get by right now. But we do have somebody here. We have a red icon. Oh, it is 13 Devils, so we have Backstab. in an RX-7 here. All the flames in the world. Okay, so TZM air cleaner level 4. Don't exactly need it, considering I actually don't remember if we ever need the TZM. I can't quite remember. But I do believe we already have access to level 4. What on earth? Jackknife? Why is he in an RX-7? He drives an S13. What? Why is he in an RX-7? The S13 is in this game. Please tell me I'm not the only one confused by this, going by lore purposes. What on earth? That is so weird. Oh, nope, you're staying behind me. Thank you. So he definitely has a lot more punch, and I'm not too surprised. Oh god, turn. Yeah, I definitely have to readjust myself to the driving model. Lot of understeer. There we go. Have to remember when to also hit the handbrake, just so that way I can try and keep my speed up with this car. If I remember correctly, I do actually have it set up mostly to utilize the handbrake, at least a little bit, to help the front end turn just a bit more. But yeah, this race more than likely is going to go to the goal, and oh dear, there's gravel. Yeah, taking it nice and easy through there. Hopefully this is the only bit of gravel on the track. If there's more, this is not going to be fun, but this is why we have all-wheel drive. And this is where it sucks to be him in a high-powered rear-wheel drive RX-7. So we can make use of the amount of grip that we have and just, you know, go for it. Not bogged down by... Oops. Turned in a bit too soon. I was expecting a little bit of understeer, so I probably turned in way too soon on that. There's a dive bomb from him. Okay, so he's going to be a cheeky little devil and dive bomb. I'll have to, you know, be a little bit more defensive then, if I can get away with it. Hopefully that dive bomb doesn't cost me this race. For the most part, we are keeping a respectable distance, as I'm struggling over my words. That was not a stutter, that was just me more focused on the game and trying to speak. Just to make sure that the car doesn't catch me out. Actually, I don't think I ever do stutter, so I should be okay with that. I don't know why I'm talking about that now, but yeah, there's no reason to. The ramblings that you do when you record. Also, this just shows within what I've been recording for roughly 16 minutes, not including doing the one type sponsor, and I've already pretty much run out of stuff to talk about. So here I am talking about random crap from a mistake that I made. You know, just again, typical ramblings when you record. And more gravel. This is not good, especially into one of these sections where I'd probably want way more grip than I do have right now. So I am expecting a bit of a shunt from him at some point. It's just a matter of not giving him the opportunity to actually give me the shunt. I am doing a little bit of short shifting, just to help a little bit with the traction, because the sudden kick of turbo is yeah, going to cost me heavily. Turn, turn. There we go. Can we please get off of the gravel? I really would like sweet, sweet tarmac. Okay, good. That is the end of the gravel. There we go. Traction. And this is why I'm not using the racing tires. Because pretty much every single night you have gravel to contend with, so racing tires is little, as he shunts me from behind. So yeah, racing tires at night is pretty much useless, which is a shame because they are so good. Hard on the brakes. Okay, so now he's even closer behind me. I don't know if he's gonna dive bomb into any of these corners. Hopefully he doesn't. I'd rather not deal with that. Oop. A little bit understeer there. See, I don't mind a little bit of understeer, but it's to a point. Ooh. Thank you for the dive bomb shunt there right at the end. That's not very kind of you. Neither was that. Whew. He's getting very aggressive. Like, really aggressive. I'm trying to take the corners relatively quickly, at least what I'm comfortable with right now based on my driving. And yeah, he does a lot of argy-bargy. That's not a phrase I ever really say. Don't know why I said it, but there we go. I think that is our first 13 Devil done. I don't believe we've had any other ones up until this point. So, there we go. That is Betrayal Jackknife finished. Don't know why they call him Backstab in this game either. I would, you know, his name is Betrayal Jackknife or Traitor Jackknife. Should stick with it, really. It's weird not having that name. But now we can get our Miyogi Pass here in Akagi. So hopefully it's just that one team. Yep, indeed it is. So, RX-7 Akagi Blue Sign instead of Akagi Red Suns. So here's basically Ryosuke, or not, Ryosuke, what am I saying? Keisuke with no yellow FD, instead it's silver. And then there's Ryosuke in his FCRX7, which is actually accurate with being white and whatnot, just doesn't have Red Suns written on the back. But yep. Here we go. This shouldn't be too difficult. More than likely, we'll either get halfway down the hill, or we'll get all the way to the goal. Because as you can see on screen, the goal is all the way at the bottom of the hill. So, yeah, they should be able to keep up relatively well. I can't hit very many things, for obvious reasons. I have my SP bar back. So, going to, for the most part, be taking this nice and easy. There we go. A little bit of a short shift, just so I don't slide too much on the exit. Like that, for example. Oh god. Understeer. And now we got the tri-hairpin here. Which again, this section is very, very fun to do. If you can get a continuous drift through it, oh my god, is that section ever fun. I know I've mentioned that numerous times in previous videos, but damn, that section is fun. To just chain that entire thing if you get it right. So there we go. Not doing too bad. Not really pulling away, but we're not really losing time, I don't think. For the most part, we're actually, it seems like we're relatively even. But, yeah. So he's probably more than likely beating me in the corners, but on the very short straightaways, I'm actually probably a little bit quicker than him. So, yeah, it's just basically trading blows back and forth. So I know where my weak point is, and honestly I'm not too surprised it's in the cornering, to be brutally honest. And to think in Gran Turismo, when I played that quite a bit, my focus was mostly on cornering, not straight line speed. I usually didn't have a car that was very fast, but I was more than able to pass the AI with the cornering, just because, well, the AI in that game is not the best, especially like the earlier games. So yeah, that's where I thought I made most of my time, was just being very good at cornering. But it seems like in this game, with the physics model, power is my best friend. And the more straight line I do, the better. Because I am not going to be cornering for crap, is what I've seemed to realize with this game. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be winning most of my races from blind luck and power, which I think I've already pretty much established so far. So heavy on the brakes for this corner. Didn't want to lock them, but yeah, that's why I let off, what, midway through that. Seems like I probably should have just kept it held down. But yeah, if I can avoid locking the brakes, that would be good. Because even with ABS turned on, you can still lock the brakes. Ooh. Yeah, that section, yikes. Just the sudden snap. Now, I'm not going to go kamikaze into this one. Ooh, as I get bumped from behind again. Just because I don't feel exactly comfortable what I can get away with just yet. Now, I've obviously already pre-set up the Celica and whatnot, but trying to see if this is actually the appropriate setting that I feel comfortable with for the most part. If anybody has a setup tune for this particular car, feel free to let me know. That would actually be quite helpful. Considering, again, my tuning is crap. But there we go. That's Keisuke finished. So now we can move on to Ryosuke. And then we can finally get our Miyogi pass. So, here we go again. And away we go. It feels good to finally also be using L1 and R1 to shift up and down instead of L2 and R2, like in TXR2, because I've kind of got accustomed to using that for so long. So trying to re-get my muscle memory with, yeah, it's R1 to shift up and L1 to shift down. Because I don't know if anybody has been paying enough attention so far, but at a few starts to some of the races I actually hit R2 to shift up instead when it's, you know, handbrake. So yeah, I've made a few errors with that so far in this episode, not gonna lie. But there we go, through that section again, which is honestly my favorite section on this entire track. But again, as long as you get it correct. And then actually after that it would be the final, what, 3 or 4 hairpins right at the very base of the hill. So yeah, those are obviously my favorite spots on this track. Just because it's a lot of fun to get the car sideways there, it just flows well. So, a little bit of understeer. A little bit too much understeer. Ooh. Okay, car's way out of shape, oh god. Yeah, that's my terrible driving kicking in. My really, really terrible driving kicking in. And then all the power. There we go. So we can widen the gap ever so slightly. Even though there's no reason to shift up into 5th through this section at all. There we go. Now I'm starting to get the hang of setting up and ripping the handbrake again like I used to do. There we go. So now, I feel like I can get away with just maybe a bit more with the car. Just a little bit. There we go. So maybe we can actually pull a decent gap, as I understeer here massively, from Ryosuke's FC. At least I know I won't be dive-bombed into this corner again. Whoop. Kind of thinking the drift would continue, never mind. Because yeah, again, I do have the car slightly set up that I need to use the handbrake just a bit to get the car to turn just enough, which honestly I don't mind. Gets me a little bit more involved and allows me to control a little bit more of how the car is going to react. There we go. Let's see if we can get through this section without bumbling around. There we go. That was much smoother. There we go. Just a bit bumpy through there. Oop, did not want first gear. That was a mistake. So Ryosuke is definitely doing worse, judging by his SP bar. Keisuke actually kept up quite well. There we go. Although, again, I wouldn't be surprised him being in an RX-7. He's going to be better through these hairpins. There we go. Again, still stumbling over my words. I'm also trying not to speak too quickly, just so I can help mitigate the amount of mistakes I do. And saying weird crap as well also helps. So, or not saying weird crap also helps, I should say. Let me correct myself there. But there we go. That is our Miyogi Pass, finally achieved. So we'll be taking care of a little bit of that in the next episode. So let's see, do we have anybody in Urarako? We might have one or none. Oh, we actually do have somebody, and it's a trickster. What are you offering? Hopefully something worthwhile. Nope. Just an SP battle for 35,000 yen. Okay. Yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult. I definitely think I have the advantage compared to him in an Eclipse, that's for sure. So, yeah, this hopefully won't be too bad. It is a shame that there's no all-wheel drive Eclipse in this game. They decided to get the GST model, I do believe is the model in-game. Somebody feel free to correct me on that. The GSX model is the all-wheel drive. And it's a shame that they honestly did not choose the all-wheel drive model. Because if they did, I more than likely would have grabbed that Eclipse. Just because I think that would be, it's a small, relatively light. And it's roughly the same size as the Celica anyway. So, yeah, I think it definitely would have been a good addition. It's a real darn shame they decided to skip out on that. So, as you can see, he's not putting up too much of a fight. There we go. But his SP bar wasn't completely finished, so this means I'm guessing somebody new. Just like in Hiroshima. Because why else would the screen be black? Yep, there we go. So who is this? They're driving a Subaru Legacy. I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what that says. Oh, okay, it's a lead follower battle, okay. I actually didn't know that they could change between, like, I do believe the one that was in Hiroshima stayed as an SP battle. I didn't think they could actually swap game type, like race type, I should say. That's interesting. So I have no idea what his actual, rival name is. I'd have to go through the rival menu to see if I can find the exact one. But yeah, if anybody knows Japanese and can translate that, feel free to put the name down in the comments section. Be interesting to know. As I royally mess up. But yeah, more than likely this will end up going to the goal. I don't think I can beat him by, what was it, 150 meters, 200 meters, something like that. I don't think I'm gonna do that, considering we're basically right at the end of the mountain to begin with. Like, it's just these 2 hairpins and that's it. So, yeah, don't have much left to do here. There we go. And across the line. And that is everybody done here in Urarako. So 35,000 yen added to the bank. Not that I'm really struggling for cash with my 26 million yens just sitting there. After I spent, was it 5 to 10 of that? Just, buying the Sleeka and tuning it up. So, yeah. Now we have Omoteirako to do. That is if there's anybody here. Oh, we do have 2 people. So, High Gambler and a Supporter. And the Supporter is a drift event. That's going to be fun. The High Gambler is 600,000 in a lead follower battle. Okay. So I'm actually going to do the High Gambler first, because I don't trust my drifting. Let's see, do we actually have any gravel on the track? Doesn't look like it, for the most part, so looks like we'll not be doing some dirt drifting this time. That's usually my make or break, obviously. I'd rather not be trying to drift on dirt. It's not exactly fun to do. So, here we go. High Gambler for 600,000. Should be able to beat his FD. Might be close, but I do think it's doable. And thankfully it's also a lead follower battle, so I only have to be ahead of him by, was it 50 meters, I do believe, when I'm starting behind. So, should probably shift down to second. That would actually help a little bit. There we go. Now I don't, okay, it's not 50 meters. Never mind, scratch that. Oop. All out of shape through there. Might be 100, I always forget. By the time I do the next episode, I always forget what the number is. Oop. Too much understeer there. So now we can put the power down and hopefully widen the gap a little bit. There we go. Nice and easy through there. There we go. That was a good corner. I'm glad I didn't get dive bombed. He is keeping up somewhat well. Wow, I actually did that corner properly. I didn't skim the outside wall like I typically do. Don't know if I can actually get away with second through these hairpins, despite them being relatively tight. I'm okay shifting to first. It didn't seem to cost me too much, so I'll take it. And then this final hairpin here. And then I do believe it's the goal, judging by the goal meter. Yep, indeed, that is the case. Oh, we actually beat him just before it. Well, not much of a difference. He may as well just let me cross the line at that point. But there we go. That's 600,000 to the bank. So now we have a drift event to do. And he's in a four-wheel drive Galant. Okay. So let's see here. I just want to check the course data again just to make sure. Okay, no drifting, and it's high-speed drifting by the section that we're on. Oh god. Yeah, that's not going to be fun. Hopefully his requirement isn't something stupidly high. Just because, again, I'm terrible at drifting. Let's see. 3,000 points in 3 corners. And then we have to beat a 29.7. Okay. So I can probably get the drift points, provided I don't royally mess up too much. There we go. Sorry for the lack of commentary through that. I just wanted to make sure I get the points. There we go. And across the line. So, got the point requirement, and we beat him by 2 seconds. I'll take it. I was actually afraid that that would end up, being a terrible run and have to do that again. But at least this car is more controllable than the Supra. Good God, that Supra was awful, and that S2K on Shiga as well. That was awful as well, and I did not want to back out. Whoops, I hit the wrong key like an absolute fool. So hopefully that didn't make everybody leave here in Shiga and Nico. I hope not. Actually it didn't, so we have 4 people here, 3 supporters, and a normal rival. So who do we got? Suspension level 2, SP battle. Okay. Not that I need suspension level 2, considering I think we already have, either it's that one or it's level 3 we have. I don't believe we have level 4. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the only level 4 handling part that we have, or drivetrain part I should say, that we have is the transmission, if I'm remembering correctly. Now let's see if we can, got a little bit of sideways oversteer there. Would like to get around this person. A little bit of barging, but hopefully we can dive bomb here a little bit. Nope. Downside to being literally stuck behind a station wagon that is so much slower than me. So hopefully we can gun it past here. Yes, we can. Slide. Awesome. Kept it off the wall. Definitely did a lot of rough driving there, so definitely not a clean race by any means, but yeah, I just feel more comfortable being ahead on this track, just because there's not a lot of room to pass. So yeah, it's just I want to get ahead as quick as possible on this track. Unlike the other ones, which are probably just as wide as this one, but for some weird ass reason, this track just feels so much more narrow comparatively. And I guess that's just judging by what it looks like compared to what's there. The looks are very deceiving. Now you would think, as I understeer into that wall, they would use a little bit more space, considering it's a very shallow, at least in some places. The hill is not very steep, so it seems like they could have a little bit more space to make the road just that little bit wider, but I don't know, just a minor gripe by me. But we do still have 3 supporters here, so we have an FL battle, so we'll be leading on this one, I do believe. Another SP battle, another 2 SP battles, and one of them's in the Devil Z, except it's not the appropriate color. So we'll take care of him first. It's a shame there's no, none of them are offering a prize car or an actual upgrade that I could use for this Celica here, but Oh well. Take what you can get, I guess, right? So we should be able to just completely smash through this one. I don't expect that 200 or 240, 280. I can't quite remember the exact number. 200. I really don't remember. I don't expect him to keep up. I just know it's an S30. I know the chassis code better, as I wall ride like a fool. That was not smart. That was not smart at all. If anything, that's what's going to get him to keep up with me this entire race. It's just me doing stupid crap like that. There we go. I was actually kind of hoping that the back end would have stepped out a little bit through that hairpin. So that looked awful, but I was expecting something else. I was expecting this to happen, pretty much. There we go. So now we can put the power down for the most part. Oh. As I skim the wall again. I think he did the same, he just lost a chunk of his SP bar right there. A little bit of oversteer there. Shift down to third, try and take it easy through here, and then power out. There we go. I went early on the brakes for that too. I'm just not good at that corner. I don't know what it is, I just can't seem to judge that one properly. It just messes with my brain. I don't know what it is. But then again, that's the same for everybody with racing games. It's just that one corner you just can't seem to get it right. Right? There's always that one corner. But 11 here, this late into the game. Interesting decision. But considering Shiga is quite narrow, kind of smart in that aspect. Also the fact that it's a downhill, also smart. But here I don't know if it's actually going to be enough to really keep up, outside of me obviously doing stupid crap. Now what'll be hilarious is that he actually does worse than the S30 did, and it seems to be the case. Good God, he didn't even make it around two corners. What on earth? He literally just gave up. Are we back at the beginning of the game where the first couple of team leaders literally give up when you pass them? What on earth? I didn't think I would get that so late in this game. I really didn't. But, yep, we're following. Or, sorry, we're leading this one, I do believe. FL you lead, LF you follow. Correct? Yes, I am leading this one. So there we go. Now hopefully we can make it to the goal without being passed. Now we are considerably lighter than the wagon that he's driving, so as I skim the wall like a fool. So I will have more than likely obviously the weight and the agility on my side. Whereas he probably would beat me in just sheer power, or straight line speed I should say, considering the size of the engine that thing has. But since we're not on the Shutoku, then really doesn't matter there, because you don't need straight line speed. It's just pure acceleration here on Otoge. So hopefully, or pretty much mostly, it's in my favor here. But again, you can make the station wagons work in this game. They are actually surprisingly competitive, especially if you get the upgraded Stagia, not the one that's already in the shop right now, the modified version of it. If you can get your hands on that, that is a very, very competitive station wagon. Same with the Forester, which I do believe Raj ended up using, if I remember his Kaido playthrough correctly. Also can be a quite competitive station wagon. Oop. There we go. Nice and easy through there. I would like a little bit more power still, and as I go wide, I still would like better tires. If I can get my hands on those, that would be great. Would absolutely be fantastic. Because I think we're on the level 4 sports, if I remember correctly. I very much want to get my level 5s, just because then maximum grip, because there's nothing past that. So now we just have Nico to deal with. I am not racing Death Ruse. I still think I need more power for that, and it literally is just Death Ruse here. Yep, just Death Ruse. Again, I am going to skip on him. I don't think I have enough power for that final straight section, nor do I think I'm going to be able to corner enough. So when it comes to him, I do want to have a very competitive, specific rear-wheel drive car, just to like gun it at the end. But there we go. That takes care of nighttime, and that takes care of everything this episode. So let's move back to daytime, see what we've unlocked in terms of information. We got the Subaru Cup in Nico. So now that I also have my station wagon, I can do that for the next episode. I do believe I also have enough sea level to do it. The Shiga Slasher is actually finally showing up. There we go. So that's good. We also got the Miyogi license. Awesome. So information. We have 4 new things. So connection. What do we got? Oh, racing tires level 4. Level 5 intercoolers. I think that's level 4. I don't know if that's a typo or not. RX-8, and we have Miyogi unlocked as well. So there we go. Nothing that I need right now, although I might buy that RX-8 because I do believe we still have the Mazda Cup to do at some point, and I do need a Mazda. So I might buy the RX-8 just to be a bit different. We'll see what I end up getting. Hopefully something good. But I still want to do something unique and different. But with that, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.